So I wanted to make this video because I know a lot of the people who watch me on Twitch are constantly up to date with what I'm doing on my account, what the XP looks like, and what my current goals are. But for those of you guys who do watch me on YouTube, which thank you by the way, and if you have yet to subscribe to the channel, I definitely would encourage that. We are slowly approaching 2,000 subscribers, which is actually very, very, very cool. And the support of my last couple of videos has been absolutely insane. So thank you guys once again for that. If you could also leave a like on the video, that would be great too. But I really wanted to kind of introduce you guys to my account. So as you go through my YouTube channel, you guys know that I have a max level 3 account, but we have made a lot of progress since uploading our first YouTube video to our video that we're uploading today. What I want to do with this video is actually take you through all of my skills, how much XP I have in every single skill, and then actually walk you through the different types of methods that I actually did in order to obtain those skills. A lot of you guys don't know what I've done. A lot of this stuff has been captured on Twitch and not captured on YouTube, which is why I kind of wanted to bring this to the YouTube audience. So hopefully you guys enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys do like this. I'm not really struggling for level 3 content, but I really would like to see some video suggestions from you guys on what you would like to see. I know one that is always very prominent is a farm run. We are in the process of recording that, and when I say we, I mean I am in the process of recording that. We'll get that up as soon as I possibly can. But if you guys have any other videos, we're going to do a goals video. We're going to do a couple other videos with the level 3, and I'm very, very, very excited to do that. So let's go ahead and get into the skills, and I'll walk you through what I currently have for XP. So as you guys can tell, we have 1.255 billion total XP, and in order to obtain that, especially on a level 3, you need a lot of XP and a lot of skills. So as you guys can tell, all of our combat stats are level 1. We have 1 attack, strength, defense, range, prayer, magic, and then we obviously have the default 10 hit points that all accounts come with. So we have 4 XP in our attack, we have 42 in our strength, 0 in our defense, 76 in our range. We are very close to a range level, and we have 0 XP in our prayer, and we also have 5 XP in magic, and just a tad bit over the original XP that comes on the account for our hit points. So what I'm going to do right now is walk you guys from left to right over basically all through the columns of what methods I did and how I got to the levels and the XP that I did. So let's go ahead and we'll start with the rune crafting stats. So we have 17.457 million rune crafting XP. A lot of people have tons of questions as to how I actually managed to do rune crafting, and how I did it was from 23 to 77 we did lava runes. Now as a level 3 it is possible to get pouches, but it is very difficult. You really can't utilize them until you get 99 rune crafting, because then the pouches don't degrade when you're wearing your cape. So basically what I did is from 23 to 77, Telly to Castle Wars, did my lava runes, and then from 77 to 90 we did blood runes at Zaya, and then from 90 to 99 we did soul runes at Zaya. So for those of you guys who are unfamiliar with Zaya rune crafting, you get about 35 to 45k XP an hour. So any additional XP that I've gotten from rune crafting, which is a little over 4.4 million, we've actually gotten at Zaya as well. So moving on to construction, guys, we have 14.354 million XP in this stat. Basically what we did is we did oak dungeon doors, then we moved into, I believe, teak benches, and eventually mahogany tables to finish off the level 99. And any additional XP which we got, which is about 1.3 million, we actually obtained from Wintertodd going for 200 mil fire making, which I will get into very, very, very shortly here. So not a lot of extra XP in construction. I definitely want to get this skill up to 200 mil very quickly, very soon, and we do have some plans for that in the works, so I'm very excited about that. So let's go ahead and move to our second column. So moving to the top of the second column for our skills, we have agility, where we have 23.674 million XP. Now for our agility skill, we did the run-of-the-mill. We just ran the rooftops. We didn't do anything special. We did not do the wilderness course. We also obviously cannot do Canifis. We can't do Priest in Peril, so level 3s cannot access. And when I say we, guys, I mean collectively level 3s in the game. They cannot access Canifis at all, so we have to run rooftops. So any post XP that I've gotten, which is a little over 10.6 million, we've been running on Arty rooftops, and I plan on doing that all the way up until 200 mil, unless some crazy new course comes out. There is actually a new course in Mire Ditch coming out, I believe, but we also cannot access that because that is beyond Canifis, and we need Priest in Peril to get there as well. So moving on to our next stat, we have our first 200 mil of the video, and this is 200 mil Herblore. That number looks beautiful up on the screen right there. So a lot of you guys are probably wondering what I did to 200 mil Herblore. I actually did magic potion. So this kind of went in segments. basically what I did all the way up to 13 mil was just pretty much the best potion that I could do for the cheapest cost. Now, it's really difficult to say what I did for that because Herblore is constantly changing. The prices for all of these supplies, as well as, you know, the potion itself, are constantly changing daily, and this is something where you don't want to typically buy a lot of supplies for, except I went ahead and actually bought 200 mil Herblore flat out. I have 869,000 magic potions in my bank currently because that's what I did all the way up to 200 mil. So really cool. I really enjoyed this skill a lot. It was a bank standing skill, so we did 14-14. For those of you guys who don't know what 14-14 is, you basically withdraw 14 of one supply, 14 of the other supply, and you use them with each other, and that's why it's called the 14-14. So we did magic potions, not necessarily the best EHP. People have recommended to do Ceradome and Bruise. Those are a bit more expensive, and you can't typically bank all of the supplies. Some people do super combats. The people who do super combats are a little bit crazy in my opinion, but there are some other alternative potions. I just chose to do magic potions. So moving on to our next skill, guys, another beautiful 200 mil we do have is Thieving. So we have 200 mil Thieving. This was actually our third or second 200 mil. I think our second 200 mil on the account. Herblore was the fourth 200 mil. I'm kind of foreshadowing what we're going to be going through in the last column there. So Thieving was our second 200 mil. The way that we actually did Thieving was with Arty Knights. Now, keep in mind, guys, Arty Knights have definitely changed since I've actually done 200 mil Thieving. What I will explain to you is that essentially what I did is I did Arty Knights without the coin purses. So I was kind of in an era where the Arty Knights would get splashed on, or the Arty Knight would be trapped somewhere in Ardoon. And basically what would happen is you could just click, and you would never have to, you know, do the coin purses or anything. So much different time, much different era, definitely more enjoyable to me. How did I get to 99? I believe I did blackjacking all the way up to the point, I believe 91, and then I actually did Pyramid Plunder, which is why I have 42 Strength XP, because I accidentally misclicked on a sarcophagus, opened that up, and got my 42 Strength XP. So after that, I decided I was going to do Arty Knights because I didn't want to make sure that I actually got another Strength level, because if I did open up another sarcophagus, it's exactly enough XP to get me level 2 Strength. So I would have been pretty upset about that. So moving on to the next skill we have is crafting. We have 17.443 million crafting XP. Now, crafting I did pretty normally. I actually did air battle staves back in the day. The crafting meta has seemingly changed a lot recently. A lot of people are doing d'hide bodies, so black d'hide bodies or blue d'hide bodies. I will probably be doing black d'hide bodies all the way up to 200 mil. The post XP that we got here is just a combination of Zaya rune crafting and some random crafting that we have decided to do just throughout the account's age. Definitely a 200 mil I would like to be going for very soon, but that's how we got our crafting. So moving on to the next skill, we have our fletching. We have 33.3 million fletching XP. So once again, another skill where this was actually my first 99 on the account, if you guys can believe it. And I actually did this with magic short bows. But since then, we've actually had a lot of alternative methods. We've been doing a lot of darts. You can actually do darts pretty much in a lot of things in this game, right? You can do them at Zaya rune crafting. You can do them in between Wintertod. You can also do arrows during Wintertod or between Wintertod rounds. You can also do darts on your farm runs too, which the XP does add up very significantly and very quickly, I will say. So I didn't initially do that, but then I actually tried doing it, and it's actually quite good. I think you can do like 5,000 to 6,000 darts on a run if you're pretty efficient with it. So it is really decent XP, and I definitely recommend it, but definitely a skill. We're actually in the process of buying 200 mil fletching right now. We're trying to buy amethyst arrows, so we'll see how that works. I'm not really quite sure. I've never actually fletched arrows, so we'll see how it works. It'll be interesting. So moving down to the next skill, which is definitely a huge point of contention, is Slayer. So we do have 51 Slayer. A lot of people have questions with this. I don't have any special method that I've currently done. If you guys are interested in level 3 Slayer methods, there are tons of theories out there and tons of different ways to do it. I'm not very, I guess, knowledgeable on how to actually do a lot of those methods. Basically, the only thing that I've done for my account is just lamps from the Genie random event and then books from the school random event. That is all that I have done. I will be trading in my Fossil Island XP very, very soon here, and I believe that will get me another 120,000 Slayer XP, which I'm really excited about. So once I complete that and once I complete Herbivore, we'll go ahead and trade that in and go from there. So that's a very passive skill. kind of a what I'll call a flex on a level 3. It's pretty cool to have level 51, and that's what actually gets us over that 1550 total level. So moving on to the next skill, we have the Hunter skill. We just rounded off this skill with 20 million XP. We're at about 20.126 million. So really fun skill. A lot of my post XP from this skill has come from Herbivore. I'm really kind of after that pet. My goal is for this skill is once I actually get the pet at Irby, I will then go to Black Chinchompas in the wilderness in a 1500 total world and actually hunt them all the way up to 200 mils. So basically run-of-the-mill generic how I actually got to 99. I just did red Chinchompas starting at level 80. I did salamanders all the way up to that point. Once I got level 80, you can do 5 different traps. So then I started to do red chins, and I just did red chins all the way to 99 because I didn't really want to deal with getting PK'd at that point because I wasn't over that 1500 total level. So let's go to the third and final column where we do have our mining stats. So 19.31 million mining XP. So basically what we did for this, guys, is this was actually pre-blast mine. So what we did for this is we actually did MLM from 35 to 98. And 98, why 98? I have no idea. But the real reason is Blast Mine came out pretty much the day we got level 98, and I wanted to try Blast Mine. So I actually finished off the skill with from 98 to 99 with doing Blast Mine. And then any post XP that we've received is from Zaya Rune Crafting, or I've actually gone back to MLM to AFK a little bit. So moving on to the next skill we have is Smithing. My absolute favorite 200 mil skill that I have actually gotten. So how we did this is we actually did a lot of dart tips and plate bodies. Dart tips were way back in the day when I really couldn't afford to do, the most cost-effective method and the most cost-efficient method. So basically what I did is dart tips, and they actually were profitable or break even at the time. Once I actually reached up to adamant and mithril plate bodies, I did mithril plate bodies to I believe 88, and then adamant plate bodies from 88 to 99. Once I hit level 99, I did rune two-handers from 13 million XP all the way up to 200 mil. I actually netted around 750 million GP doing 200 mil smithing, which is really awesome. One of my favorite skills, if not my favorite skill, especially to get to 200 mil. I absolutely loved it. So really enjoy that skill. I really miss that skill as well, but that's kind of how I got that up to 200 mil. So that was my third 200 mil that I actually got. As previously mentioned, Thieving was the second, Herbivore was the fourth, Smithing was the third, and we'll get to the first one very shortly. So moving down to the fishing skill, we have 32.226 million XP in the fishing skill. Really enjoy this skill. I know once actually Karen came out, there's actually a 2-tick fishing method, but I have basically done that for about 10k XP. I actually got ragged there when I tried to do it. So all of this XP, guys, since I could start trout and salmon, has been through trout and salmon. It's been a combination of AFKing and also 3-ticking. In an ideal world, I would like to do 2-tick fishing all the way up to 200 mil. If I don't end up doing that, I will just do 3-tick fishing or just AFKing trout and salmon until I actually get to 200. Now, a lot of people ask why we can't do barb, and the obvious answer is we cannot do barbarian fishing because we cannot get strength XP. So if there's a way to actually turn off strength XP for barbarian fishing, I would love to hang out at the pond with everybody. But unfortunately, guys, we need to keep our 1 strength to remain level 3, and we can't do barb. So the best thing we can do is 2-tick swords and tunas, which is I think about 135k XP an hour, and then it comes in at a close second with about 100k XP an hour with 3-tick trout and salmon. So moving on to the next skill underneath fishing, we have cooking, our brand new recent 100 million XP skill, which is really cool actually. So this is actually the current skill that we're going for on 200 mil. I'm going to make a whole separate video discussing my goals for the account and kind of what the direction I really want to do. As you guys can probably tell by the last couple videos, you can pretty much determine what my goals are, but I would really like to talk to you guys about those a little bit more in depth. We do get into that during the streams, but once again, that Twitch content doesn't necessarily carry over into YouTube, so I would like to bring that bring that Twitch content over to YouTube and talk about it with you guys. Because as you guys can tell, a lot of these videos are a bit longer, but that's exactly how I like to make these. I want you guys to watch them, listen to them, enjoy them. So, but yeah, 104 mil cooking. Ever since 13 mil, we've been doing a combination of, I would say, anglerfish. We actually fished, we actually cooked some karambwans today. So we did a combination of anglerfish, very, very, very little Karam wands, and then mainly wine. So we actually went ahead and purchased our 200 ml cooking in all wines, but we do some anglerfish, whether it be on mobile or if I'm just feeling like I want to AFK. Once again, guys, wines are a 14-14 as previously mentioned. You would draw 14 jugs of water, 14 grapes, you stand at a bank and you make the wine. So kind of a bit of a mix-up, but what I will say is probably 100 mil of that, probably at least 90, I would say. 90 to 95 mil is with wines, and then the rest is just anglerfish. So moving on to the next skill is fire making, and this, guys, is our number one. Not our number one, but this was our first 200 million XP, and the reason, if you guys didn't see in the thumbnail, we actually did Winter Todd for this. So once I maxed, my final skill for maxing was cooking, and then I immediately went to Winter Todd and started on the 200 million fire making grind. So for those of you guys who don't know how I got fire making, I did Winter Todd up to 99, and then I obviously did Winter Todd from the 13 million XP to the 200 mil, as previously mentioned. We got the construction XP, and we also got some woodcutting XP, which I will get into in a couple minutes here. So Winter Todd was a lot of fun. Obviously not the most efficient method to do, but basically that's what I wanted to do. I knew that I would get a lot of rewards. I made around 250 mil from all the rewards that I received from Winter Todd. Just want to backtrack a bit as well, guys. So from Thieving, I roughly made around 200 mil from the Arty Knights. And then with Herbal, I lost 2.4 billion GP. We lost 2.4 billion GP, didn't sell any of our magic potions, so we actually didn't make any of that money back yet. So kind of a really interesting stat. Very, very, very proud of getting this 200 mil, though. A lot of years of hard work that came together of, you know, alting and making money. So really, really, really happy about that. But I chose to do Winter Todd. Most people will do Redwoods, either, you know, backwards fire making in the GE or just light the Redwoods normally. I chose to do Winter Todd. I had a lot of fun with it. It's a little bit easier to do as a 10 HP account. You don't get comboed out as much. But yeah, I really did truly enjoy it. So moving on to our second to last skill here, we have woodcutting. We are about 500k XP or 400k XP from 75 million, which will be a really good milestone, 3/4 of the way to 100 million. Now, the really interesting stat about this is that I actually got almost an entire 99 from doing 200 mil fire making at Winter Todd. I believe I got a little over 12 million XP, which is actually quite astonishing when you think about it. So I think I was around 30-ish mil XP when I started. I did a bunch of Winter Todd, and I ended up around 40, 45, and then got the pet at 50 mil. So that was actually really cool. But anytime we have the opportunity, we will sit there, we will AFK Redwoods. What a beautiful thing to do. What a beautiful skilling method. Extremely AFK, as most of you guys do know. Roughly averaging around, you know, 70k XP an hour, which is great. And I do those on mobile, or, you know, if I'm working or whatnot, I will just turn the sound on and I will actually just AFK Redwoods up here. So really, really, really nice. This will be a skill that I get to 100 mil probably very shortly, which I'm excited about. It's definitely one I want to get to 200 mil. Definitely considered a gatherer. And yeah, it was actually my first 99 way back in the day in the original 2007 RuneScape. So woodcutting kind of holds, you know, a spot near and dear to my heart. So the last and final skill that makes up that 1.255 billion XP is our farming. So I just came out about 2 weeks ago with a video showing you guys that I did finally purchase all the trees and everything that I needed for 200 mil farming. Currently, we are sitting at 98.516 mil. And once again, I will be making some farm run videos to explain to you guys how I actually do my farm runs, what I do for those, what trees I plant, what teleports I use. I did kind of touch upon that with my 200 mil farming as well, but I will kind of really go in depth in the farm guide. I am a little bit skeptical about making guides because I know people do things differently, but I just want to remind you guys that this is my perspective. This is what works for me. It may not work for you, but at least you can take that as a base and kind of, you know, adjust from there. So, but yeah, guys, so that's pretty much it for this video. Once again, like I said, a lot of you guys who watch me on Twitch know a lot about this account. You watch me every day, you see me every day, but I wanted to bring that content to YouTube. So I wanted to walk you guys through all of my XP, all of my skills, all of my stats, and I wanted to illustrate to you guys what actually makes up that massive number you see on the top. Never in my life did I ever think I would even get a 200 mil, let alone get all 99s that would require me, or at least allow me to be a max level 3. It's really quite astonishing. Back in the day, I think I had like 12 99s and I was super excited about it. And nowhere ever in my brain did I ever think I would get a 200 mil, let alone I would have 1.25 billion XP. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really do truly appreciate all of the support recently on my YouTube channel. It has been absolutely unbelievable. I've been very motivated to upload content. If you guys do have any other ideas for level 3 content, please make sure you guys do leave them below. I would absolutely appreciate you guys doing that. I would love to make some more content for you guys. Once again, if you could subscribe to the channel and leave a like, that would also be greatly appreciated. Until next time, guys, this has been Russo. Thank you all for watching, and have a good one.